time for your Sunday Money. A recent survey used data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics to determine the average living wage for each state. Our Money Man certified financial planner Paul Fain joins us now to review the most expensive and least expensive states to live in. Paul, thank you for being here.
Yeah, good morning, Sean. So this study used what's been called the 50-30-20 budgeting rule that says of your take-home pay, your net income, about 50% goes to necessities. Ideally, 30% would go to discretionary expenses and 20% would go to savings or some combination of savings and debt. So the study was looking at, how much do you need to have in each different state to live this 50-30-20 rule.
That's really interesting, and you would think maybe New York would be really high up there. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. The New York residents' living wage is about $95,000. The next most expensive was California. No surprises here. Almost $100,000. And then that island out in the middle of the Pacific, Hawaii, you'd need about $136,000 to have a quote-unquote living wage.
That is really interesting. Well, I imagine so. I guess you have to, import a lot of stuff in Hawaii.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the shipping cost on all that. So, based on the study's formula, what was the living wage for Tennessee? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, well, in Tennessee, we were actually one of the more affordable states. A living wage needed is about $60,000. Now, the most affordable state by the living wage metric was Arkansas at about $59,000.
Okay, so Tennessee's actually kind of lower on the totem pole, which is nice.
Yeah, not as expensive to have that 50-30-20 rule.
Awesome. Okay. Well, Paul, let's talk about our fast market fact today. I know we've got a lot to choose from here. What do you think is interesting today?
Well, I think when we're looking at pay and living wages, let's look at the state of Tennessee market.
Okay.
The average income is about $41,296. So if a living wage needed in our states, we said was about $60,000, it would be no surprise that we have a lot of two-income households. So you might have someone working full-time at 40, working half-time at 20, and there you are. You're at $60,000, hopefully a living wage, so folks can still live and enjoy a good quality of life, but save some money at the same time. That's
really the big thing, and we've talked about it. I got to save. I think everybody needs to save some money at some point.
Absolutely. There's always more month than we have paychecks, so
it always ends up that way.
It's some budgeting.
Well, good. Well, Paul, thank you so much.
You bet.
And if you have a question for Paul, be sure to email him at paul@assetplanningcorporation.com because really, Paul, you've got a lot of different questions. People want to know a ton of stuff.
We've talked about reverse mortgage, Social Security. We'll talk about some investing and some college funding.
Great. Awesome. Thanks, Paul.